Well, golf's a great game because it presents a variety of challenges. The most obvious challenge is the technique of golf itself, learning to swing the club properly, then taking that swing out on the golf course. The golf course itself presents its own challenges. The same course every day for a year can play differently. The wind, the rain, the sunshine. A golf course plays differently because of all these factors. And the way the course is set up, some days it's hard, long rough, tight flags, hard greens. So everything is changeable. But you know, the hardest opponent out there is yourself. The biggest challenge is to control yourself on a golf course, and that's why the top players use psychologists. But usually it's a little bit of common sense, particularly on a day like this when it's wet and windy. What you need to do is lower the expectation level. This isn't a day when you're going to shoot your best ever score, but it's a day when you can have fun and hit some shots that really show you that you're learning and making progress with the game of golf. You know, one of the big challenges is the ego. Everyone wants to hit the ball as far as they can, and yesterday it was an 8-iron, so it must be an 8-iron today. Well, if it's 150 yards and that's your normal 8-iron shot and you're playing into a wind, you better start thinking about things differently, because the ball doesn't go as far into the wind. You should understand that. Realistically, standing here, and if you were chatting with me, you'd be nodding. But when you go on the golf course, Mr. Ego takes over and you want to continue to hit that 8-iron 150 yards into the wind, or perhaps even downwind. Now it's going to go further, so play the golf course, don't use your ego when you're out there. Now be patient. A day like this, you're going to make mistakes. The club might slip, you're going to hit some shots that are quite embarrassing. What you have to do is accept it, take it on the chin, go and find the ball, and then plan your way out of the trouble. No heroes on days like this. If the ball's in the wet rough, make sensible decisions. Understand your limitations, but don't be downhearted about them. You know, everyone's trying to play this course the best they can. And if it's really difficult conditions and you keep a good attitude, you'll get way ahead of the field, because most people simply give up. Now, one final point about that. Don't give up, just keep a cheerful attitude going. Make fun of it. Make it a light-hearted attempt to enjoy the game, even though it's not very enjoyable. And as you're getting cold and wet and miserable, start to lighten up even more. You know, perhaps try to chat with your playing partners, or if they're not interested anymore, start talking to yourself and whistling down the fairway. I know it all sounds rather corny, but on days like this, it can help you get the most out of your game, and you will enjoy it, because really every day on a golf course is a bonus.